What is authentication and authorization? How does it work and how to remember what is what? I was confused as well until I found the concept which is going to stick in your head for the rest of your life. I promise you. Hi, I'm Natalia. I'm a cloud and DevOps engineer, and today I'm sharing a high-level concept about these key components of access management. We often use authentication and authorization interchangeably. However, there is a difference between these two. They are separate processes which protect your organization or website from cyber attacks. I am a very visual person, and to remember complex concepts, I need to find analogies with similar patterns. And this is the magic of learning. And without further ado, let's get started. Imagine you booked a beautiful hotel in your favorite destination. You arrived in your hotel, and what's the first thing you are going to do? Exactly right. You need to check in the hotel. You approach the reception desk of your hotel and give them your passport. They take your passport and check the booking details in the computer. They are verifying if you are the person who actually booked a room in their hotel and question, what is this process? Yes, you're right, it's authentication. Authentication verifies the user or system is exactly who or what they claim to be. Authentication works with a few factors like knowledge factor. For example, you need to remember your passwords, pins, or some security questions. Sometimes they are silly and we don't remember them anyway, at least me. Then possession factor. For example, we need to use security tokens or mobile phones for multi-factor authentication, which is MFA. Inherence factor, like face recognition, iris scan or fingertips. And the last one, location factor. Access based on a GPS location or IP address. Personally, for me, biometric factors are always a bit intrusive, but I guess it's where we're going. Let's move on. After reception verifies your identity, she or he gives you a room key. And let's pause here. Your room key is your access to only your room, in some hotels exactly to your floor, special access to spa, gym, pool, library, business or meeting rooms. So your key is programmed where you can go. And this is authorization. And your room key is an access token in the context of authentication and authorization. So what happens after the user gets authenticated? With authorization, you can control what users can access, what functions they can perform, like adding, updating, or deleting some information. So authorization is the process of allowing what actions an authenticated user system or application can perform within a system. Let me know in the comment section if you got the idea and if it makes sense. You might probably ask yourself, how about building it from scratch? Isn't it difficult to develop a comprehensive, standardized authentication and authorization service? Oh boy, let me tell you, it's a challenging and cumbersome process for a few reasons. First and foremost, security. And let me ask you, how confident are you in this area? You need to implement secure authentication and authorization mechanisms which require a deep understanding of best security practices, including encryption, token management, and secure communication protocols. Are you still sure you want to do this? Number 2, scalability. Let's say you have from 100 to 300 users per month who log into your site regularly and do what they need to do. Your system handles them beautifully and smoothly. All of a sudden, one day, something happened, and out of nowhere, 100,000 users decided to sign up to your system. You might have just dreamed about the other day, but your system say, I'm not ready, and it's going to crash. You want to be sure your system can handle a large number of users and requests at any point. Designing for scalability involves many advanced technical considerations and deep expertise in this area. Number 3, user manager. Okay, you have all these users. Now you need to tackle them and all the information which comes with them. You need to think about user registration, login, sign up, password reset functionality, and user profile management. Implementing these features requires robust user management functionality. And again, you need folks with a deep knowledge who can implement it. Next problem, number 4, integration. Your service needs to integrate with many different identity providers such as social media platforms or corporate identity systems, which can be complex and require adherence to various standards and protocols. Next one, number 5, compliance. Compliance with regulations and standards such as GDPR. It's the toughest piece of European legislation in the world, which protects the personal information of EU citizens. Apparently, the European Union wasn't too happy that tech giants grew fat off citizen personal data. Another one, HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. In simple words, it's another piece of legislation which protects patients' medical records. And many more other compliances which add so much complexity to the development process, as it requires implementing specific security and privacy measures. Personally, for me, all this stuff sounds so complex. Do you still need this headache? There are so many great services at your fingertips, like Firebase Authentication. It's a service provided by Google, and it can authenticate users using passwords, phone numbers, Google, Facebook, and Twitter, which is X account, and more. AWS Cognita, my favorite one. This piece of tech handles pretty much everything for you. All these pain points that I described before. It works like a well-oiled machine, and on top of that, it offers customization options for user interfaces, authentication flows, and email templates. And let's talk about big players like Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Active Directory. These systems are designed for big enterprises, and by default they choose native solutions. I personally tried or work with all of them I mentioned, and that's why I'm talking about them. Spend your time on something which is more exciting, like providing a great user experience, rather than building authentication and authorization services from scratch. I hope you got some useful information today, and if you are someone who is interested in breaking into cloud computing, specifically AWS, and has lots of questions where to start, I highly recommend checking this video next, where I'm sharing how to prepare for your first AWS Cloud Practitioner exam for free. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in this video next.